Monday, live on an actual Monday. How exciting is that? I hope you guys had a fantastic Mother's Day weekend. It was, well, interesting here. A little low-key, but good. I just got to get my Stampin' Lips on here. I'll tell you about mine. We had some interesting things, as we often do. Ooh, interesting. I'm not gonna lie when I tell you, I kind of threw my makeup on, and sometimes you don't see this color, except on someone working at night. Anyway, so we had a couple of exciting things. My daughter came home from school on Friday, so that was awesome. And we got to meet her new boyfriend. That was exciting. He's adorable, and I think he seems like a really nice young man, so that's pretty cool. Gotta like that. And I have to laugh. So I met him on Saturday, and Ella was going over to his house because some of his family were coming over just for dinner that night. And the reason I'm laughing is because Carl, so we're in our living room talking, and my son's bedroom is right above where we were. And Carl says, I can feel his voice, because her boyfriend's voice is pretty low, kind of like Carl's. And so Ella kind of yells up the stairs. She's like, do you want to come meet him? And he's like, do I have to? And we were like, nope. So he did come downstairs. He checked to make sure he was taller than her boyfriend, and then he went back upstairs. So I guess he got the seal of approval from Carl. I'm not sure what that all really meant. And then what else happened? Oh, I got some cleaning done in my office. It's been a little chaotic in here for a while. I don't know. There's still some things. Oh, I gotta show you this though. So I made this shawl is another one I finished. I actually finished this probably 3 weeks ago now, but I hadn't posted it anywhere and shown it anywhere. But I thought I'd share it with you because it's kind of pretty. So sort of some spring colors. And it's actually kind of chilly here. It's been cool and rainy, and so yeah, so I'll just hitting things. So I thought I would share this. And I know the next question someone's gonna say is, what do you do with all your shawls? Well, first of all, as a shawl is an accessory, I believe you can never really have too many. And as the maker of them, I also believe you can never make too many. So I have a few that I've made too that are going to be gifts, so I can't share them quite yet. I suppose I should take pictures of them before I give them so I can share them, but anyway. So it's actually been cold, and we're trying so hard not to have the heat on, even though it's been kind of cold. So anyway, what was the other thing? Oh, y'all asked about my swimsuit situation. Thanks for thinking of me. I did a little emergency shopping online, so I should be fine. I think it's coming. Did I mention the pattern name of this? I think it's called Temperance. It's actually a free pattern. Many of the patterns I use aren't free. I pay for them, but this one was free. So yeah, I'll post this eventually on like the Insta and wherever on my Facebook page, so I'll post that information. But anyway, so yeah, this is one I made relatively recently. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, Mother's Day. Let's break it down. All right, so my family took me out to a lovely breakfast yesterday morning, which was wonderful. And I received a plant. It's red flowers with other plants in it, and that is the only thing I can tell you about it. Kind of like, oh, my flowers would definitely match my shawl. But it kind of reminds me of like when you ask somebody what flavor of something they want and they say like red or blue for the flavor. That's my flower knowledge is they're red. They might be begonias, but let's be honest, I have no idea. I would say I'm about 30% sure that that's what they are. I don't know. I didn't have to look and see if there's a thing. Anyway, and then Carl had a concert, and so he's in two orchestras. He's in one at school, and then he's in a community orchestra that's like an audition only kind of a thing. And the music they play is substantially more difficult. And he's decided that this is the last year of that orchestra, which it's a big commitment. It's every Sunday for a couple hours. And with the COVID, it's been, let's just say, less than fun to participate. So, they had their final concert yesterday, and I've always loved watching my kids have their concerts, especially in this fancy orchestra, because it's really like the best musicians in it. And so, and the conductor's really cool. He's very enthusiastic and really cool. So anyway, so we had the concert and he had to be there at 3, and then the concert was at 6, and then it was done by 7:30. So he plays viola, and one of the pieces they played was 50, as in 50 minutes long. One piece was that long. It was like a whole suite. Like a lot of times they'll play like a movement within a piece, but they played the whole thing all the way through. So anyway, it was quite the thing. And it's a full orchestra, so there's like brass and woodwinds and percussion and everything. And there was somebody playing the triangle. Anyway, so he plays the concert and it's amazing. We had such a good time. I loved it. But it finished at 7:30, and so it was like, what do you do about dinner? So he's gone, we were gone. They had pizza, so he wasn't very hungry, although he did eat another meal. We had kind of had some snacks because we knew it was going to be later when we would finally eat, so that would tide us over, and then so we weren't all that hungry. I kind of wanted to get like Italian, but I was overridden. So we went to Famous Dave's. Not my choice. Anyway, we ordered our food and I was like, ooh, a baked potato sounds really good. So I got a baked potato with mine. And our waitress came back and said there weren't any more baked potatoes. They had sold out because it was a really busy day. Okay, fine, I understand. So she said, do you want, here's the other choices. What do you want instead? So I said mashed potatoes. And assuming she would just bring me like what I ordered with mashed potatoes instead of the baked potato, right? Like that's what you would assume, right? Well, she came back and brought me a plate with two little, you know how they have like little side bowl, like just little bowls with a scoop of mashed potatoes in each. So 2 scoops of mashed potatoes, and puts that in front of me. And I'm thinking, oh, well, everything else is gonna come out separate, right? Like probably. Oh no. That was all she brought me. And at this point, my family has eaten half of their food already. And the potatoes she brought me, by the way, were ice cold. And it was kind of weird. Like, is the rest coming? So then we asked, and then she kind of was like, oh, well, I thought that's all you wanted. And I was like, well, no. And so I said, you can just take these back. That's fine. Kind of like, okay, I'm done. And I I she's like, "Well, can I bring you something else?" And then I was like, "No, it's fine. It's fine." I thought my family's almost done eating. It's like at this point it's after 8. It's actually like 8:20. I I wanted to be done with this. So anyway, she kind of scoffs off, and I don't remember exactly what she said, but it did include the F word. And I was like, "What?" Like, come on. So she left, and my family and I are just sitting there like, did that all just happen? Like, seriously? And so then my daughter, bless her heart, she sees a guy that looks like he's probably a manager, and she's like, "Excuse me," and he's like, "Oh no, hold on, I'll be back." And so he comes back and he says, "Yeah, well, I heard kind of what happened, but why don't you tell me what happened?" And so we told him, and he's like, and she said, "What?" So long story short, I wouldn't be surprised if she got fired. I kind of felt bad about that. But he took care of our whole dinner, and he brought me some food. It was very sweet of him. He's like, "It is Mother's Day," and he went he went on the whole "you're a mother," and it was kind of funny. I felt bad for him. I really didn't want like anything. I just kind of wanted to go home at that point, but it was like, wow. And then the funny thing is we moved tables. Like the first table we were sitting next to, like there was a family on the other side, and they were like kids kind of bouncing off the walls, and it looked like they were part of a huge group of people, like a couple booths and a couple big tables full of people. I mean, there's like 20 or 30 of them. They all seemed like they knew each other at least. Anyway, so we moved tables so that like there wasn't a kid banging on the back of the table. No complaint. We just asked if we could scooch over one because it was empty, and they were like, "Oh, no problem." It was nice because it was quieter. But then we were one table closer to the kitchen, so we could hear the manager apparently yelling at her. Well, I didn't hear it. My kids noticed it. But she's like, "Attitude problem." So I don't know what he said to her, but we did not see her again. Anyway, it was just kind of like, huh, that wasn't really what I thought it would be. Anyway, I waited tables, so I know, like, I'm sure she was exhausted. I know on a busy day like Mother's Day, how crazy it is. But, whew, you just really can't say that to people. You say it inside, not outside. So anyway, that was just like, wow. But we made up for it because we came home and I got to sit and knit for a few minutes. And my daughter is still not quite done with Game of Thrones, so we're watching the last season with her, and it's really funny watching her because she gets really emotionally attached to people, and if in Game of Thrones, like, people don't live that long in that show, so it's pretty funny whenever to watch it with her because she's kind of a little spaz about it. It's funny. So anyway, it was just an interesting day. But I loved my son's concert. Oh my gosh, these kids are amazingly talented. And it was so fun. Although it was weird because it's the first concert we've been to in over a year, of course. And the orchestra had to be socially distant. So like all the students were separated out so they're not together, so the sound is a little weird, and then all of the people watching were separated, and that was interesting. And it just did reaffirm that I'm so over the Rona, and I'm really not looking forward to wearing a mask on a flight to get to Hawaii because I haven't had to wear a mask for very long since I work at home. But we'll survive. I had to laugh though. Today, my husband, I gave him the list of all the stuff we need to figure out before we leave. And he was like, oh my gosh, there's a few steps you have to go through to get to Hawaii these days. So I'm really hoping and praying they all go smoothly. Anyway, that was my weekend in a nutshell. What else do I have to tell you? I think I have it. I think I have everything else that I needed to share with you. I've got some fun projects to share with you this afternoon. And then tomorrow, well, tonight, I have mystery stamping for my Stampin' Game Night Workshop. Mystery Stamping kicks off tonight in our Facebook group. And I've got it's a simple layout, but it's kind of fun. And then I have a really fun lineup of projects for tomorrow's night, game night. And I'm not sold out yet. So I should have a few more packets if you'd like to get registered and join the fun tomorrow night. Please let me know. Just either private message me or email me for the link. I've got my email addresses in the description of this video that you're on right now, so we should be good to go. Yeah. Let's see. I saw some comments on here. Did you get the details all worked out for your trip? Well, yeah, there's just a lot of moving parts and pieces, so I'm hoping. Are we cruising? No, we're staying at a resort. It's eat your snack and sip your drink slowly on the flight to keep your mask off as long as possible. I know, right? Be sure to stay hydrated. That is so true. Take a lot of sips of drinks and snacks. I know. And then I was talking to Kelly Atchison today, and she likes old fashions, which I don't think is really a thing probably in Hawaii. It's more of I think it's more of a Wisconsin thing, definitely a Midwest thing. Anyway, I said, well, we can go to the store to get supplies so you can make your own. Your straw would be a permanent fixture to your lips. I love it. Stacy. I know. Well, I'm sure we'll be fine. The flight, so we fly to Denver and then Denver to Hawaii, I think is like 7 or 8 hours. I can't remember. Probably 7. I don't know. Something like that. What I would really like to do is just put my blanket over my head and go to sleep with my seatbelt showing. But I really do intend to knit the whole time. I don't actually sleep very well in planes, but whatever, it's fine. I'm just very excited to be going someplace on vacation because I so need a vacation. It's just this year there's a few extra steps that we need to do, paperwork and whatnot wise. Like we have to get tested before we go, and you can't test anywhere. You have to go to a special place to get tested, and then you have to have a negative test. And if you don't have a negative test, I guess we don't go. I don't know. I can't not go. So, yeah, I am going to, for sure, though, I have a whole project plan for my trip, so I think it'll be awesome. I also have a book that I'm going to bring, and I've got, yeah, I'm excited. But what's kind of different about this trip is we have a whole catalog launch 2 weeks before. We're in the middle of a recruiting special, an ordering special, and usually that's not going on 2 weeks before the trip. So that's like a whole added extra thing. So anyway, we'll make it. It's all going to be fine. It's just a little stressful to get there, but I know it'll be fine. And I saw Vicky was on here a few minutes ago. So yeah, she was in Hawaii recently. Vicky's on my team, and her trips helped keep me going, keeping the motivation up to like penetrate the bureaucracy. I say. I think what kind of flipped my husband out a little earlier is that the app you have to go, you have to put all your information in an app and get a little code they scan, and that app tracks you the whole time you're on your trip, and he's not really down on that. So he's not very happy about it. Did I get vaccinated? I did, and I I really only did it to help with this trip, to be honest. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And then I will actually, Vicky, let you know if we need any tips. I know the only thing I'm a little concerned about is I've heard so many people say that you have to have, if you don't have reservations for restaurants now, you like aren't going to eat in any restaurants. And I'm like, I don't have time to figure that out. Plus, I just don't know. Yeah. Someone said they just got back. Yeah, we've got it all. It's just figuring it all out has been a lot. You know how it's like hard to get ready for a trip anyway, and then you add all this extra stuff into it. Blech. So anyway, yes, I did make the scarf, and it is kind of, I love the colors. They're just like happy spring colors. So thanks. And now that I was cold before, and now that I've been there, I'm getting a little warm, so I think I'm going to take it off. Besides, I don't think it's going to be very conducive to my stamping. All right, so I'm going to flip my camera around because I do have a few little things to share with you, and then we're going to make some really cool cards. I've got a few of the, guest requests in that I had people asking about, so we'll get those in here as well today. So I'm excited about that. I always like when I can make things that you're interested in seeing. Of course, you always are so sweet and say whatever you need. Okay. All right. So first of all, Stampin' Game Night workshop is tomorrow night. I'm really excited about the projects I have planned. The goodie bag is really awesome, and the cards are super fun. I think you're really gonna like them. If you would like to get registered, you can still get in. I still have a few packets left. My email is how you get the link. I also emailed the link out, I think last week or maybe over the weekend. I can't remember, but not too long ago. So it could be in your inbox if you get emails from me. Also, if you don't, at the kind of the last thing I have listed in here is a link to join my mailing list. So click on that if you would like to get notified of things. Also, have you heard the word? We have an amazing special for joining Stampin' Up! Right now, and I'll keep talking about this. If you are ordering a lot, and please remember, we don't judge here at the Creativity Cave. So if you're ordering quite a bit and would like to get a discount, oh my gosh. Sorry, I just got a notification and somebody on Kelly's team died. Oh, that's awful. I know her. Oh, wow. I don't like it when people on our teams die. That's terrible. She's a really sweet lady too. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's awful. Okay. So, all right. I don't know why that's hitting me so hard because I don't actually know her very well, but she's really sweet. Okay, join. So joining Stampin' Up! Is awesome. We have a really great special going on right now. And when you join Stampin' Up!, you get an extra $30 in free merchandise, which is so awesome. Anything you want to choose from the catalog. So normally you get $125 in free product or in products, not free. So I shouldn't say free. But now it's $155 and it's all for $99 plus tax, which is so awesome. And I keep thinking, one of the things that's so awesome about Stampin' Up! Is we meet all these people from all over the world, literally. And so it's really cool. So yeah. Seriously, you guys, I didn't really know her very well. I just knew her from our trainings and she watched my lives and stuff. So I just feel terrible. Like how shocking I don't know what happened, but I'll have to find out about that later. Okay, I'm good. At least the camera's not in my face anymore. Okay. In addition, I'm so sorry. I want to talk about this for another second. If you've been ordering a lot, and remember, we don't judge here at the Creativity Cave, please know joining is a really great opportunity to get a discount on your purchases. There's so many wonderful things that are part of Stampin' Up! And being a part of my team. We have an amazing team. We're super supportive and uplifting. It's a great place for people who get who you are and what you like. Like they get stamping, which I love, and we can enjoy everything about stamping together in a community of, like I said, of people who get you. It's also obviously awesome to get a discount on your purchases. There's all kinds of perks that I give to my team members as well. We have Stamp Happy Academy that you can have access to, as well as all kinds of fun things. We have weekly trainings, monthly meetings, all kinds of good stuff. So I'll just I'll just leave it at that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. We love welcoming new members to our team. Our team has already grown by quite a few people since this promotion started, and we would love to have you join us as well. So if you have any interest in information about that, please let us know. And we would love to have you. In addition, we also have another promotion, and whether you're a demonstrator or not, you can take advantage of this, and that is the Connect, Craft, and Collect. It's like they know us. And so when you have either your own order, or if you collect orders, or if you host a workshop, or if you're a demonstrator putting in an order, you can get an extra $25 in free merchandise when your order hits $250. So that's really awesome. I love when they do this promotion, and it's so great because right now, of course, we want to order tons of stuff with all the fabulous things from the new catalog, and I promise you I will help you increase your wish list today. So this is a great opportunity to take advantage of this. When your orders are this large, you get $25 in Stampin' Rewards, and then you get a bonus $25. So basically you're doubling your money, and then it goes up from there. So if the bigger your order, the more free stuff you get. So that's a really great deal. I have several fun things going on right now. We have a new catalog kickoff party going on, and it's not even to the halfway point yet. So if you'd like to get involved in this, we would love to have you. We have card challenges. We have, there's a mystery stamping you can do. There's another card challenge that I think just got posted today. There's 2 more lives left, and then the first 2 lives are available to watch the replay on. The first live was where we coined the new term horsefish. And that's all I'll say about that. But if you were there, oh my gosh, I was crying from laughing so hard. It was so funny. And we would love to have you be a part of this. It is free for Stamp Happy Basic or Premium members. So if you're a part of the Basic or Premium membership on Stamp Happy Academy, it's included in your membership. If not, you can join for just $10. Everybody who joins will get a free gift from us. There are prizes that we're still giving away and all kinds of amazing things that are happening. So we would love to have you be a part of this. It goes through Thursday. And of course, if you can't watch any of this stuff live, it's going to be there forever. You can come back and watch it whenever you're ready. And it's a lot of fun. One of the other things that we're doing that's new this year is we're doing make and take packets. You are going to get pre-cut cardstock to make 9 projects, plus our goodie bag. This is a typo. It's actually over $30 in products. 30, which is pretty cool. And it's all kinds of fabulous new goodies that are included in your gift, your goodie bag. And the cost of this is $48. And then our teams get a discount. If you're on our team, it's $38. Make sure you register through the team registration, which is on our team Facebook page. That's if you're a member of my, Kelly, or Barb's teams. And then just register through, your upline. Anyway, it was really, it's a really great packet that we're putting together for you, and we're very excited about it. We've never done this before, so I think that's going to be kind of exciting. I also have 2 online classes going on this month, because if you didn't think I was busy enough, you'd be wrong. Actually, I'm very excited for both of these. The Pansy Patch and the Hand Penned Petals are my 2 classes. This is my Creativity to Go kit, and then this is my online class that I do with Barb and Kelly. Both of these, I found out today, are the 2 top selling bundles and suites in the new catalog. So that's pretty cool. So since last week, that's really awesome. And both of these classes are going to be really awesome. I'm very excited about both of them. I've got the projects completely done for this and almost done for this, and I really love what I've come up with. They're so pretty, you guys. Oh my gosh. So get in on that. And then I'm about to close registration for my product shares. If you haven't gotten in on it, make sure that you do. Ooh, I bet I didn't put the link to that in this video, but it's on my blog, and I will get it in there after I'm done with this. So yeah, it's pretty awesome for these products to get a sampling of everything for much less than if you were to buy them individually. That way you get all the good stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's all just so fun. So we've been going through all the products as they've been coming in boxes, and it's great to see all the goodies that will come with that. Finally, I have an ordering special going on right now. When you spend $50 in my online store, you'll get this Ice Cream Corner PDF. It's got 12 project tutorials with videos. It's amazing. And then if you spend $75, you will also get, in addition to this PDF, you'll get these new square gems from the In Colors as a gift from me. This gift is good on orders through the 25th of this month, so make sure you take advantage of that. It is a really fun little perk, and these are really shiny and happy, so I love that. All right, I am seriously done talking. We are seriously going to stamp. So, all right. Okay, let me get myself organized here. Our first card is, I think we need to start off with a fun one. My first card was going to be a sympathy card, and we'll do that in a minute, but we need to start out with something a little more fun than that. I'm not going to lie. And so we're going to use probably the cutest and happiest, well, maybe not happiest, but the cutest and most fun stamp set in the catalog, which is Party Puffins. They're so just stupid cute. I can't even tell you guys. I love them so much. So I've got a fun card with this that I want to show you. And it also uses another really fun thing, which is a new background stamp. And as I'm saying that, I'm like, ooh, what did I do with that stamp? So I've got some great tips. I just gotta find my stamp. Okay. Oh, what did I do with it? All right. So we have this really cool new stamp, which is the, oh my gosh. Where did it go? Oh dear. Seriously. Which is the tie-dye background stamp. Oh my gosh, I had it. It's not where it's supposed to be. That's not good. Okay, we're gonna do the stamping and it's all gonna be fine. Okay, so first, we have a new set. Oh, for goodness sakes. Okay, I'm pretty sure my dies are where my stamps is. Well, we have a new set of dies, and they cut tags, like this one. Oh, seriously. And the dies create two different types of tags, and they're nested. So there's a bunch of different sizes, which is great. And so we're going to do our stamping first, and then I know my background stamp is just going to magically appear for me. I just know it will. Oh, and I thought I had it all organized for today. I was wrong. If push comes to shove, I have one stamped, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to use. I'm just double checking. Like, usually when I can't find something, it's under something else. So I'm trying to look and see if that's what's happening here. Yeah, it's really like not where it's supposed to be. Sheesh. Okay. Oh, here it is. Gosh. Okay, I found it. Phew. That was really getting to me. Okay, so let's back up. Wow, I'm just off my game today. I'm not gonna lie. So sorry. The spiral die. Oh, it's a good one. So I'm going to take my Stamparatus, as I so often do when I want to use my background stamps. I love using my Stamparatus. It's just easy. Okay. And then I am going to position this in the corner. And then I'm going to put my stamp right over the top. So it's going to overlap my cardstock just a bit. I'll take and pick this up with my plate. So I'll just press it in and then you can see it's stuck. And we're going to ink this baby up with some Granny Apple Green ink. And I'm going to do kind of a little trick, which is to put, I put a stamp pad right under this. You could also put a stamp set case. It's helpful so that everything is nice and flat when you go to ink this up. Okay, so I've got this on here. I'm inking everything up with my Granny Apple Green ink. And then I'm going to stamp this down. My paper moved on me. So I'll just stamp that down. I like to rub with my sleeve all over. Okay, then I'm going to pick this up. Okay, then I'm going to pick this up and flip it. Okay, you can see nothing fancy happened there. I just am flipping it around in the exact same spot. And then I'm going to stamp the ink that's left over on here once again. And then, voila, it creates a really cool background. So it kind of, it's meant to fit in the middle pieces. So yeah, pretty cool. And now because I have ink all over all of this, I'm just going to throw a scrap piece of paper in here and set it aside, and then I'll clean that off with like a wet wipe or something later. But there is my fun background. Isn't that cool? So it's really easy to use. Of course, you could clean it off and put a different color in the in-between. It's really up to you. I'm going to take this and adhere it to a layer of Granny Apple Green cardstock. So my white layer is 3 3/4, or no, sorry, it's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and then I'm going to put this on a 4 by 5 1/4 Granny Apple Green panel like so. Okay, I am going to start with a layer of Bermuda Bay, and we're going to give that a good score, and of course adhere this right to our card like that. And that looks good. Now, in case you're feeling like you should just go into the circle, we're going to set that aside. We're going to do a little party puff and stamping. So fun. Okay, first of all, I think we just need to reiterate that this is like the cutest stamp set in the history of cute stamp sets. I really do like it that much. And we're going to stamp our Party Puffin onto our card. I'm going to clean my stamps because they've been sitting mounted on my blocks here for a little bit. I want to get off any ink and whatnot. Okay, so I'm going to take the Party Puffin. This one's got its party hat on and it's ready to go. And we'll stamp it in black Memento ink because we're going to color this with our blends. Okay, so I'll stamp him kind of down here at the very bottom of my tag, like so. So cute. I mean, hello, how could you not be happy about that? Then we're gonna give him a little coloring. So I'm going to color with my Bermuda Bay and my lovely lilac, or Highland Heather. Gosh, did I just say lovely lilac? Gosh, am I like 150 years old? Seriously, that color's been discontinued for years. Okay, and then I'm also going to pull out my light Granny Apple Green. That's dark, of course. Let me get the light one. And finally, I'm going to use some pumpkin pie for the feet and the beak. Okay, so let's start with the beak and the feet. I'll just color the dark on here a little bit and right there. I'll blend it out with the light. So cute. Oh my gosh. This thing is just so stinking cute. Excuse me. Then I'll take my Bermuda Bay and we'll go at the bottom like that. And we'll blend this out. So that was the dark. We'll blend the light out to the top like so. And then I'm going to take my Highland Heather. Oops. I like using the bullet end. Put some dark and blend the rest with the light. And finally, our Granny Apple Green. And I'll just do the light on here for the polka dots on the party hat. So ridiculously cute, if I can just say. All right, so we're done with that. That's pretty easy. Then we've got this new metallic ribbon. I've just got a scrap. Here's the roll. It's Highland Heather. You can see I've already hit it pretty hard. It's really fun stuff. But we're going to just put some Highland Heather ribbon on here, and I'm just going to staple a little bit on. Now I've got, we used to carry a Stampin' Up stapler, so I've got that. You can use any old stapler to do this, by the way. It's just fine. And I'm just going to add that on here. What I love about this is, and so it's really fun to add this because it doesn't create the thickness when you go to mail it, you know, which is really nice. So we'll just staple that baby on like so. And I'm going to trim it to be just a little bit shorter. There we go. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now I'm going to put this on my card. Now that's really dizzy, but when we put this on here, it's toned down quite a bit. I don't feel like I'm going into the Twilight Zone for reals. So that's nice. And I'm just going to pop these on here. I know, right? He is so cute. Diana said he's cute. He totally is. And they all are. And we're going to use, this is one of the sets we're going to use during my game night tomorrow night. And oh my gosh, the projects are so cute. So yeah. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is there's a bunch of sentiments that come in the set, but we're just going to use a plain old happy birthday because everybody needs a birthday card. And while certainly this set is cute for kids, I would be thrilled to receive such a card as a full-fledged adult, or at least I tend to think I am. So I think this is really cute. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take my punch and just punch my ends here. And then I'm gonna trim this one down and punch the end. Like so. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to add this right above on my tag. I left some space there. So yeah. So fun. Okay. And we'll pop that up as well. And that's it. That's all that this card needs. This would be super easy to do in a bunch of different colors and to just have, you know, keep a bunch of these on hand for when you needed one quick. So I really like it. And, you know, all it is a die cut tag. So very simple and really easy. So like I said, these die cut tags come just in a set of tags. They're in the catalog. So that's pretty cool. All right. So there's our first card. So cute. Oh, wait till we make our cards during game night tomorrow night. So make sure you get in on that. And of course, I think I mentioned earlier, we have mystery stamping that starts things off this evening. I think I did mention that at the beginning. Sorry, I got a little flustered there for a while. Oh, goodness. Okay. Next thing, we're going to make I had requests for a sympathy card, and sympathy cards are, of course, one of those things you hate to have to make, and so it's nice to keep those on hand as well. So we're going to actually use the Dragonfly Garden. This is a case of a card. I think it's kind of a card that was in the catalog as well as in, it's in a, I am casing a card that I received from one of my team members. And I'm trying to think, there is a bunch, well, there's different sympathy sentiments that you can use. Of course, thinking of you is always nice, or you know, a straight out with sympathy. And it's kind of whatever you want it to be. But what I like about this is you can make it whatever you need. So I do like having the sympathy sentiment, but sometimes thinking of you is right if it's not necessarily a sympathy situation, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, with all of that said, we're going to make a really beautiful card with this set. And what I love about it is it could be any color combination. So actually, we're going to start with a crumb cake card base, and then we're going to need to put, we're going to need to choose a color to go with this. And I was thinking fresh freesia might actually be really pretty to put with this, and maybe a little old meets new. Not that this is, the Dragonfly Garden isn't really old, but this is just going to be a pretty color to go with it. So I'm going to trim my cardstock to 4 by 5 1/4. I was going to let you guys pick what color I used, and then I decided to choose because it's my show and I can do that if I want. All right, but we'll start, like I said, with our crumb cake card base. So I'll give that a good crease. And then I'm going to use this beautiful image along with one of the dragonflies. And there's some really nice sentiments in here, but they're not really sentiments for sympathy, so that's what we're going to change up. Of course, if you needed thank you cards or whatever, you could definitely do that. But this is what I'm going to do. What's up?
Do you want me to make the meatballs in that cast iron skillet?
Sure, that would be fine.
Yep. Just asking for fun.
Thank you. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is start by, okay, so I've got a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. We're going to use actually the same dimensions as this one, and then 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to set this aside because we don't need it right now. Then what I'm going to do is actually ink this up with some early espresso ink. And I'm going to stamp this kind of on the edge here, or on the side, like so. Okay, that looks lovely. And then I'm going to take from another stamp set and create a little background. Now this is the very Versailles, so this is an older set, definitely. But this really neat background is perfect. And always thinking of you, that would be perfect. Ooh. Yeah. Yes, Cheryl, the purple is fresh freesia. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is stamp it in crumb cake ink to match our crumb cake card base. So that kind of ties everything together. And it doesn't quite fit on here, so I'm going to put it on this one. Okay, so we'll stamp that in crumb cake. And I might even stamp this off. So I'll just stamp it on here because we're going to cover that up. Nobody will know. And then I'll stamp it on here. Like so. I'm leaving a little room at the bottom for my sentiment. Okay, gosh. I stamped off a layer of ink and it's still pretty dark. I'm glad I did that. I could even stamp it off a couple times just to be light. Yvonne is asking, is the set with the text available? Of course it is. I would never show you anything that's not available. Of course. Okay, then on a scrap of white, I'm going to stamp my dragonfly. So we're going to set that aside for a moment. I'm going to stamp my dragonfly in early espresso ink, like so. And we're going to color this in. I'm going to close that up. And I'll do that in just a moment. I'm going to set it aside for right now because I want to stamp my sentiment on here. And because I'm going to go over this, I think I will stamp it on a strip of white paper. You could also stamp it directly on this and that would be fine, but I've got a scrap right here. So I'll do that in fresh freesia ink. So there we go. And one of the reasons I love this dragonfly set so much is, of course, because it comes with a punch. So that's really nice. I love when we have punches to coordinate with things because it just makes everything easier, I think. All right, I do want to punch this with my little tag thing, my banner. Banner it. Who knew that was a verb, right? Oops. There we go. Okay. And then we'll add this to right here. So that'll be pretty. All right. Now what I want to do is take and color in that dragonfly. I gave it a second to dry. My early espresso ink stays wet a little longer. That's why I'm sort of trying to talk through it until it's dry so we can color it in. But we're going to color this in with a fresh freesia. I'm giggling because every time I say freesia, I say freesia. It just seems like the right thing to do. Okay, so what I will do is kind of go over this whole thing with my light. And look, that's really light. Very pink. And then we'll add some darker areas to it. I have a blog post and video coming up tomorrow that use fresh freesia along with a couple other colors that are really kind of bright and happy springy. So make sure to come back and check that out. Okay. And then I'll take my dark and just color in a few areas on here. And you know what? That's not getting all that dark. So I kind of want it to stand out. So there, maybe it's just because it's kind of skinny on that top one. So I'm just doing a couple of lines. I'm sort of trying to follow some of the wing lines, but if I don't, that's not the end of the world on there. So I get a little darker. Okay. I'm also going to put some clear wing Castella on these wings, as one would expect, as any good dragonfly would have. Okay, and then I'm going to show you this, by the way, in another color combination. I'll show you the card that this is all based on. So, okay, next we will punch this out with our dragonfly punch. I gotta find where everything is because I rearranged my punches with the new things and the outgoing things, and so everything's in a different spot now. Okay, so there we go. We've got this beautiful dragonfly. All right. Now let's put all of this, well, actually there's one more thing we're gonna do. We're gonna add a little texture to this. So I'm gonna run this through my embossing machine. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay. Sorry, I was reading and thinking all at the same time.
Oh, I understand.
Hence not answering.
Okay, so I'm going to do the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. And run this through my machine. Okay. So there we go. It's got a little texture on there. I kind of like the look of it. The other thing is I definitely recommend waiting till this is dried completely so that it does not get ink in your folder, which is something you might not find until you go to emboss something and then you're like, what? Where did this ink come from? I may or may not speak the wisdom of experience in this particular instance. I say that because I have embossed things that I did not want that inked color to show up on, and that it did. So, just saying. Okay, I'm going to pop my sentiment up on here. It's so pretty. Oh, well, yeah. Well, I'm changing my mind. Don't you like how I do that? I want to add a little ribbon to this. So we'll put this across here and tie our ribbon on. And I'm going to tie the knot over here so it'll kind of line up with my little banner. And hopefully, anyway, we'll see. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. Ooh, we'll just scooch that over a little further, all the way to the end. Like so. And I was afraid. I was kind of hoping that that adhesive would go through to the bottom, but it didn't. So what I'm going to do is actually tack it down in a couple spots with my seal, just so it's not loosey-goosey flopping around. Nobody likes that. Okay, and then that U sticks out a little further, so we're going to we're going to wait to cut the end of it off so we get the whole word on there. So I'll just take and adhere this. And one might not think early espresso and fresh freezer work, but they do. And then of course, remember this was just our stamped off ink color. So I didn't have a scrap paper handy. So I like to improvise. All right, so now that's all on there. That looks beautiful. And then we're going to trim that off at the very end, lining it up with our card. Oh, so beautiful. Now, we'll add our little dragonfly, and we can pop that up as well. Put that on here like so. And there we are. Oh, so pretty. Now I'm going to embellish with some champagne jewels. I love, well, who doesn't like champagne? Champagne jewels clearly are even better, right? We're just going to put a couple of those on here, like so. And isn't that beautiful? So we've got fresh freesia with just a touch, not like screaming, but very pretty. And then I'll show you the card that this is based off of. This one is Calypso Coral and very vanilla. This was done by one of my team members, Melinda, who's a very talented stamper. So I had to share that. I love it. So here are two versions of that card. And I like this one with the vanilla. And then this one, of course, is white and fresh freesia. So just kind of old stuff meets new colors, which is kind of pretty. So there we go. Oh, my open ink pad is worrying you? Really? It's going to be okay. I'm a professional open ink padder. I'll close it. I know. I like to live dangerously. It's all good. All right. So that was my fresh freesia card. I can't stop saying that. Then for my next card, let's see. I am going to switch gears a bit again. And what was I going to do? Oh. Okay. So you're going to laugh at this technique because, well, first of all, you're going to realize that I am so not a quilter, but it's a quilting technique, I think. Actually, I should maybe bring Whitney in here because she actually is a quilter. But I'm going to take some shades of yellow. So I've got Daffodil Delight and Mango Melody. And I'm going to cut these pieces to be 4 by 5 1/4 inches. So this is a little bit of a winging it card, but it's going to be fine. Okay, so we're cutting 2 pieces at 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to take those 2 pieces and kind of chop them. And we're going to do this very arbitrarily. So I'm going to make a cut here at an angle like that. Okay, and then I'm going to make another cut at another angle, kind of like this. And I think this is like a stack and chop or something like that technique. Okay, so here are my pieces. And you can do this with like any color combination, but I have a really cute sentiment to go with it. So that's why I chose the yellows. Okay, so there are my 2 pieces. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece with this piece and this piece. And then I can switch them and make the opposite of that. Okay, so let's see how that comes together. So I'm going to start with a thick white card base.
Can I get your scoring? You want these scored?
Yeah, there actually is one out there.
Oh, there you
know, weird, right?
I'll go find it.
What's it called when you take this? It's a quilting thing.
A stack and whack.
Stack and whack.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay, cool.
That's
Thanks.
totally what it is. It's a stack and whack.
Awesome.
Make them quick.
How could I have not known that this is called a stack and whack? Because let me tell you, I am all over that terminology. Loving it. Stack. Oh, Judy knew it. A stack and whack. It is like the best. Okay, so we're gonna put these on here. Now, what's kind of fun about this is you can put them on here plain, or you can, let's say, jazz them up slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to run it through my embossing. And now that I say that, I'm going to switch and I'm going to do these two pieces. So I've got a new embossing folder. At least I think I do. Ooh, actually, changing my mind yet again. I'm going to not emboss, but I'm going to use this plate. This is actually a die cutting plate. Sorta. So, to make this work, I'm actually going to pull in another piece. I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece here, and I'm going to adhere that. So I'll adhere my pieces directly to this. They should be the same size. Of course, they're off ever so slightly, but that's okay. We'll trim it. And then we'll put this on here. And then we'll put this on here. Okay. And then because this, I am anal about so few things, but this is one of them. My assistants are behind me giggling because they know it's true. And actually, we probably wouldn't even have to cut that off, but this is one thing that does bug me. So so there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, what is this? A whack-a-stack? Stack and whack. I'm going to take my stack and whack pieces and run it through this folder. Or not, it's not a folder, sorry. It's called the Stitched Greenery Plate. Trust me, it's going to be pretty.
You'd never lead them astray.
I would never leave them astray, that is true.
Magic of TV.
Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. How cool. Judy says you stack it and then you whack it.
Yep.
I like it. It's so true. Okay, so how cool is that, you guys? Of course, an embossing folder would be pretty to do as well, but it's all up to you. Now I'm going to adhere this to my card base. And then what I thought would be really awesome is to take this stamp set with these really fun sentiments. They're called Sunny Sentiments. Get it? Okay, I try. And we're going to stamp this down. And I love these sentiments because they're so perfect for right now. So let me quick die cut my piece. I'm going to do this label. This is from the Tasteful Labels dies. And we're going to do it in black. Things are falling. Okay, so there's our label. And then what we're going to do is stamp our sentiment on here and emboss it in white. Also one of my faves. So our sentiment says, thought you could use some sunny thoughts today. And I think that is perfect. To send to somebody maybe you haven't talked to or seen in a while. I love the idea of that. So I'm going to drop my embossing buddy on top of there. This is something we don't carry anymore, but if you don't have it, you can just put like a little, put some powder like in a little bag. So yeah. Okay. Yes, this is in the new catalog and it's awesome. Okay, so I'll use my Versamark to stamp my sentiment. There we go. And then we'll heat emboss with some white. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, so cute. And we're just going to pop this up on here. I'm gonna kind of wipe it off a little, get that powder off. And like I said, we'll pop it up. Like that. And then trying to find maybe a little, add a little ribbon to this. You could take this ribbon and color it yellow with your Stampin' Blends, or you could dye it with reinkers in a little bit of water. I'm just going to put it on with as white, white. I'm just kind of stick that on there like so. So just a really fun, happy card. Like that. And isn't that pretty? There's new embossing folders and different things that would look really cute with this technique as well. So lots of different options. Okay, I've got one more card for you today, and it is kind of a fun, simple card featuring a new bundle. This was another guest request. This is a bundle I've grown to love as well. I've made a few cards with it so far, and it's just really pretty and lots of fun things to work with, but it's a little, I guess, I don't want to say different, but that's probably the right word for it. It's flowers, and the thing about it is that the dies only sort of match the stamp set. You're welcome for that explanation. So here's what I mean by that. They're, the dies look like this, and there's a few other pieces. Now, I do have a question for you, and I'm hoping you guys can answer me this because I really don't know. So there's a label die, there's a little tag die, and then there's all of these kind of wildflower greenery dies. By the way, this is called the Quiet Meadow Bundle. And there's not a die for this or this, which is kind of not typical for what we're used to. But there's also these three pieces, and I have no idea what these would be used for. Do you guys have any idea? I don't really know what they're supposed to be for. I don't know if they are supposed to fit someplace. I can't figure it out. So I don't know. Middle of the die cut flowers. Which die cut flowers? Like these? maybe. I don't know. They're not coffee beans. So, like this flower, is this what you mean? Like they would fit in this? Oh, middle of the butterfly. I don't feel like they're the middle of the butterfly. Yeah, so I can't win. The big one? This one? Huh. Okay. I can't find the one that's upside down. This one? You've seen a video and they used them for the butterfly bodies, cocoons, center of the big flower. They're extra leaves. Okay, so tell me in a picture later. Yeah, I just can't quite figure that out. Anyway, I don't seem to see them in the catalog samples, so I'm hoping I'll be able to figure it out. But it's okay because we're not going to use them. We're going to do something else. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is a little very basic watercolor. I'm going to take my watercolor brush. Hey, Whitney, do me a quick fave. There's a little white thing. Can you put a half of an inch? Wait, no, I don't need much. Thank you. Okay, so actually, I'm going to start with a crumb cake card base. Because crumb cake just goes with everything. And then I would be remiss if I didn't, thank you so much. It's perfect. I'd be remiss if I did not make at least one card with a little bit of Coastal Cabana on it today. So we're going to rock some Coastal Cabana. And what I'm going to do, and yes, I did just stick my thumb in that, is pick up a little bit of, first of all, let's clean my brush off because it's dirty. I'm going to work with some watercolor paper. This is a very important part of this process, is to make sure you're using watercolor paper. Then I'm going to just do a couple of just strips, background color, Coastal Cabana. All right. And I'm picking up all the color. Now, if you need more color, you can squeeze the lid of your ink pad together to get it, or you can put a re-inker in there. I love this for the streaky look. I want it to look like that. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to come back to this in just a second. I'm also going to use a little crushed curry. Ooh. Crushed curry and some granny apple green. So I'm going to let this dry for a minute. We're going to color some more stuff. Now for that, I'm going to pull out a little paper to protect my work surface. Now I've die cut this flower. So this is one of the die cuts. And I die cut this from watercolor paper as well. So I'm going to once again pick up some color from my ink pad lids, and I'm going to make sure my brush is nice and clean before I start. I'm going to color the top with my crushed curry. So what I like to do is go over it with clean water. That way it will kind of just blend when I go ahead and put it on like that. Okay, so that looks good. And I'm going to rinse that a little bit. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And then I'll close this up because I'm done with it. We'll do our granny apple green. Same thing. Now this time, because I wet this part down, I am not going to wet the stem by itself. I'm just going to pick up my ink and color with it because I don't want it to bleed, or at least minimize the bleeding. Now it's a pretty small area, so the bleeding is probably going to be minimal anyway, but just note to self. Okay, so that's really pretty. Okay, and we'll leave that like that for just a moment. We're going to give it some time to dry. Now let's check on our other piece. Whew, this is drying, and when it dries, sometimes it creates that cool little texture effect. on there. I love it. It's still just a little bit wet. So I'll hit it with my heat gun just to speed the process up because dry, dry, dry. Okay. And then what we're going to do is take the background. There's a few stamps in here that are kind of cool. So we're going to take the background words and then this cute little flower and stamp a little bit on here. So first, I'm going to take my background and I'm going to stamp this little text on here a couple times just to add a little bit of a background, and we'll do that in our Coastal Cabana. Now, important, you need this to be dry, otherwise this is going to, it's going to sort of, what's the word? Feather, okay? And I stamped it once full strength, and then I stamped it again without re-inking, so it's stamped off on that second one. Somebody said their cat just freaked out because they thought you had your hair dryer on. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. That cracks me up. Okay. You lay down across the flower. Page 110, it shows it on the green card. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, we're going to look at that. Thank you. I'm grabbing my catalog, and it says what those three thingies are for on page 110. Oh, it's right there. Well, that is not at all what I thought it was going to be for. Interesting. Huh. I don't know what I think about that. I'll have to think on that. I'm not sure how I feel. But thank you for answering the question. Okay. So now we have our piece here, and we're going to dress this up a little bit as well. So what I want to do with this is take some of my water on my brush. It's wet. And I'm just going to kind of flick water on here. All right. And then what I'm going to do is take either a tissue or a cloth of some kind. Make sure it's clean, whatever it is that you're doing. And then I'm just going to dab that water right off. Okay. And then look at that. It leaves a little texture on there. So how cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. All right. Isn't that fun? Oh, I'm laughing, Joyce. Maybe they didn't know what to do with them either. Sorry, Joy. Your thing is coming up as Joyce, so I just read it as such. She's Joy, not Joyce. It even says so on her PayPal. That cracks me up, my dear Joy. Okay. So I've put some dimensionals on here. And we're going to, pop this up onto our card like so. And I love the contrast of the yellow against the Coastal Cabana. Okay, now I also, oh shoot, I was supposed to stamp this flower before I did that, but that's okay. We'll still be able to get it on here just fine. I'm also going to add these little flowers. So what I love about this is that you can kind of get all these fun looks just, you know, with a few basic things. It's killing me. I want to put a flower right there. I'm doing it. Okay. I told you I wanted a flower right there. So cool. Okay. Now to finish this up, what I want to do is take my cute little tag, and I die cut this out of the same watercolor paper, my Fluid 100 paper, because I want all of the textures to kind of match up, and the colors to match up. And I don't want to do it on this big old block. I want it on a little block. And so I'm going to stamp love on here, and I'll do that in some black Stays On ink. Okay, love. Perfect. Okay, we'll take and pop this up as well. But first, we're going to tie a little bit of our lace. Isn't this called lace trim? Scalloped lace trim. And we'll just run this through the hole. I'll trim that down. And just tie a knot on top here. Like so. And just this little bit of ribbon, I think, adds a nice little shabby chic kind of touch because it's lace. Okay. So I'm going to pop that up right next door. I'm going to take another little edge piece of my dimensionals here and pop that on. And there we go. Oh, look at how stinking cute that is. Oh my gosh. So love it. Isn't that great? Okay. So I'm going to take and adhere this whole piece to my card base, which is crumb cake again. And I'm putting a little extra adhesive on here because with the watercoloring, sometimes it buckles a little. We want it to fit on there just right. Okay, so there we go. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? Oh, I love it. So I hope you liked these cards. So let me show you all the cards that I made today, and then I will real quick go over the stuff that's going on this week here at the Creativity Cave so you don't miss out on anything. So we made, we had to start off with a fun card. So we made this just silly little Party Puffins card. Then we had a sympathy card or a thinking of you card with, this was kind of new meets old. The words are from the Very Versailles stamp set, and then the flowers, the sentiment, well, the sentiment's from Very Versailles as well. And then the these two are from the Dragonfly Garden. Is that right? Yeah, Dragonfly Garden. And that was a case of my one of my team members' swap cards that she made. And then we did the stack it and whack it. Whack and stack. Whack and stack. No, stack and whack. You got to stack it first, then you got to whack it. Okay, stack it and whack it. So this is with the Sunny Sentiments, and then the stitching that's on here. This was with the, I think it's called Stitched Greenery. It's just like it's like a die, but it doesn't cut. It just adds the stitching. So it's kind of cool. And then of course, this one is from our set Quiet Meadow, the bundle. So yeah, those are kind of fun projects. Of course, I always appreciate your orders. If there's anything you would like to purchase, I'd be so grateful for your business. I have a great VIP rewards program that I would love to welcome you to. And right now, when you spend $75, you'll get a free package of these amazingly beautiful in color square gems. I love them. They add a lot of shimmer. So lots of fun. I also have some events coming up this week here at the Creativity Cave. First and foremost, and kicking off this evening, is our Stampin' Game Night workshop. The live is tomorrow at 7 p.m., but tonight we're going to have mystery stamping over in our Facebook group. So you can join the party. I still have some spots open, so if you'd like to get yourself a packet, this is another don't miss month because the packet is pretty awesome. Lots of good stuff. I also have the Join Plus special going on, and when you join Stampin' Up on my team, you get so many amazing benefits and perks, but Stampin' Up's throwing an extra $30 in with your starter kit. You can choose whatever you'd like. So you get $155 of products for the low cost of $99 plus tax. Free shipping is even included. So it's a really great deal. Of course, you can enjoy the benefits of being a demonstrator on my team, and we have a really amazing community of demonstrators, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. There's also a promotion that you can take advantage of called the Connect, Craft, and Collect. I can never get the words right. So this is a really great special. When your order or your workshop reaches $250, you get an extra $25 in free merchandise on top of everything that you already get. So awesome stuff. Next up, our new catalog Kickoff is going on all week. If you haven't taken advantage of this event, there's still time to get in on it. We are having so much fun over there. 3 live events that are exclusive to that group and all kinds of fun stuff. We have prizes, we have sample galleries, we have all kinds of stuff happening, so you can check that out. And if you would like to get a make and take packet, you don't have to be in the event to get the make and take packet, but it's pretty awesome. And this is available for a discount if you're on my team of demonstrators, or it's $48. It includes a goodie bag worth $30 plus 9 pre-cut cardstock pieces to make, or pre-cut cardstock pieces to make 9 cards. So it's a really great deal. Of course, I have my Pansy Patch Creativity to Go kit and my hand penned petals online class going on this month. And if that wasn't enough, the last thing I'm going to tell you is I'll be closing the registration for my my new catalog shares coming up. This is a way to get a sampling of all the new products in the catalog, the consumable products, at a great price. And there's all kinds of perks for doing it with me. I offer a great selection of everything, so it's all awesome. If you have questions about this or anything else, please feel free to either message me or comment under my video. I'm happy to answer those questions. Yes, if you give me a thumbs up, that would rock. Thank you so much, Tammy. And I hope you enjoyed this. Now, I'm not going to be live next Monday because I'm going to be in Hawaii. I will be sipping drinks by the pool or the ocean. I don't care which. But I will have a video for you, so make sure you come on back next Monday at the same time, because that's when the video will go live. And then I will be back here the week after with tales of all my adventures. And I will probably be a little jet lagged, so it should be fun. So thank you guys so much for stamping with me today. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye.